Today I will be doing something totally new, a novelty, quick fire questions. So in this segment, I want to respond to two questions that I think requires urgency. And for today, I picked two questions that two lovely ladies made in the comment section, and I want to talk on them briefly. This is different from the Q&A that I normally handle. So this is a quick fire question. If there are important questions I see in a video that's just released, I will maybe, if I have time, react to them urgently. So it took me over 5 hours to make this video. So just so you know, because I had to react to this question. So the first question came from a very good friend of mine, Dennis. So Dennis asked, what about polygamy? Usman was just a 90-day fiance, was just on 90-day fiance explaining to the world how Nigerian men can have up to four wives. How can you call it cheating when he's just looking for another wife? What is the mindset of these women? How do they relate to the other wives? Well, this is a very good question from a good friend. So for those of you who don't know Usman, this is Usman. He became very popular in the 90-day fiance. So the truth is, to her question, polygamy is a thing in Nigeria, but most Nigerians are monogamous, especially Christians. And this is where it's important for you, if you are doing anything with a Nigerian, try to understand his religion, his view. The religion and the faith of a Nigerian man goes a long way in terms of his idea with polygamy and monogamy. So the faith of the man you're dealing with is very important. So when you meet a serious Nigerian man who takes his faith serious as a Christian, the chances are the chances are he will be monogamous, because a lot of Nigerian women don't want to share their husband with anyone. I can tell you this for sure. No Nigerian woman I know wants to share their husband with anyone. And I don't have any Nigerian friend growing up who is polygamous. Just one. Uh, one. Yeah, one. Just one, I would say. Just one. So now it's important, as I was saying, in terms of faith. Now, when you talk about polygamy, it is very, very predominant with men who are Muslims and the Nigerian men who are very, very traditional. Polygamy is allowed in Islam. In Islam, they can have up to four wives. And this was the view Usman was airing. Usman is coming from the northern part of Nigeria, or he is northern Nigeria, from the Hausa tribe. Basically, Islam predominates in northern Nigeria, particularly among Hausa and Fulani, and has a strong presence among the Yoruba in the southwest. So Usman is Hausa, he's Muslim, he's from the northern part of Nigeria. So him talking about having four wives in Nigeria, he is speaking because it is permissive under the Islamic law. It's allowed to have four wives so long as you can take care of them. As it states here, in Islam, men are permitted to marry up to four wives, but it is not a blanket permission. It is conditional upon the man's ability to treat all wives with absolute equality. So this is permissive in the Islamic culture to have up to four wives. That's why Usman was saying that, because he's Muslim, he's from the northern part of Nigeria. So this is not something every Nigerian holds true to. And then you also look at the traditional Nigerian men. Traditional Nigerian men can marry more wives, as the Nigerian tradition allows men to have multiple wives. And when you meet a Nigerian who is very much into tradition, the chances that he supports polygamy will be very high, because these are things his ancestors practiced. So he says, like, he has to keep that in mind. But again, not every Nigerian man who is very traditional supports polygamy, but the chances are higher that when a Nigerian man is traditional, that he will go into the route of polygamy. And this is because the polygamous union is recognized under the customary law throughout Nigeria. So this is something you have to take into cognizance, that If you are with a Muslim, the chances are, if you're with a traditional Nigerian man, the chances are, but again, not all. I know Muslims who are monogamous and don't have anything. So, what do Nigerian women think about it? As I told you, ab initio, an average Nigerian woman doesn't want to share a husband with anyone. However, again, it depends on the background of the woman. So, a lady who is a Muslim understands that her religion permits it. She may have an open mind towards it because it is permissive under her religion. So, she wouldn't have a problem having co-wives. The same thing with a lady who subscribes to traditional beliefs, she would also not have a problem being a co-wife if she also subscribes to traditional beliefs. So it won't be a problem. But it is quite different from a lady who takes her faith as a Christian serious. She is strict monogamous. She wants one man, one woman, as it was in the beginning with Adam and Eve. So this is why the faith and the religion of your Nigerian man plays a huge role. So if you're a Western lady, do not joke with the belief and the religion of your Nigerian man. Don't joke with it. Don't try to be foresighted. Look into the religion. Is it going to do this in 10 years? Everything may look well now, sweet, but in 10 years, would that be the case? This is why you need to take the belief and his religion serious. Question it. Look into his family. Look into his parents, his uncles, his siblings. See if you have people who are polygamous there, then you know if he may likely follow that route. Also, pick his ideology and views on it. It's very, very important because it happens. So, Dennis, I hope this answers your question. So, the last question I'll talk or handle today is from Sonia, the one you seek. It is my first relationship post divorcing my last Nigerian husband. I'm in my 30s with kids, a young lady. My current boyfriend has proposed on many occasions, but I have known him a while. You say you guys are picky. How do I know if he's cheating or married? Already without going there to see him. So this was a question from Sonia. Of course, Sonia, I will give you the honest answer as always. So first of all, I don't know how long you've been divorced. You didn't state it, but if your Nigerian BF or boyfriend has been proposing to you on numerous occasions and I believe you've not agreed, then certainly I take it that your Nigerian boyfriend is either in Nigeria or in Africa or some other country, not in the United States or Canada or any of this top tier country, because this is a sign of desperation, if you ask me. It's a sign of desperation, and it's not something Nigerians do given your background. Now, I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with your background. I'm just stating the obvious, how we see things as Nigerian men. Now, the truth is, when a Nigerian wants to leave Nigeria, we sometimes make desperate move just to leave. And when we make desperate moves, we abandon the picky nature of us, which is the truth. Now, Nigerian men are picky in different areas. We're picky when it comes to tribe, family background, religion, education, your status as an individual, physical appearance, behavior, etc. There are a lot of things to talk on. Nigerians can be very tribalistic when they want to get married. Now, it's not like they're being discriminatory, but in the mind of a Nigerian, it is easier to marry someone from your tribe. You don't need much talking. You understand yourself. You click faster. Your food, your language, your culture, everything is easy, and it's easier for you to also raise kids who have the same values because I mean you're coming from the same tribe and culture, and that is why you see a lot of Nigerian men when they are married to a Western lady first and it doesn't work out, they go back to the drawing board and get married to a lady who is coming from their tribe because this time now they want to get it work. So we can be very tribalistic when we want to get married. Another thing we know how to do well is family background. Family background matters for we Nigerians when we want to get married. We want to know what family you're coming from. Are you coming from a stable home or are you coming from a dysfunctional family? Because we believe apples don't fall far from the tree. Look at this post. Someone said, before marrying someone, find out the family you're about to marry into. It is very important. There's a Nigerian posted it. And then somebody commented, exactly, family first. It is better you marry a bad spouse, but bad family is not it at all. And you see all the comments. True talk, very important, very important. Very, yes, very important, very important. Perfectly said, very important. Honestly, it is more than important, very important. So this shows you that Nigerians are very picky. We want to know what family you are coming from. Are you coming from a family where people are crazy, a family that is dysfunctional? We believe apples don't fall far from the tree. So take my word when I tell you this. It's also another way we can be very, very picky. A Nigerian man can love you, but when he sees the kind of family you're coming from, he starts asking himself a question: is this the family I'll be married into? Because that's how we understand. We marry into families. We don't just marry you alone. Your family is involved. So he asks himself this question: is this what I will be facing? So this is why family is important. Now, another thing again we know how to do is, you said you're a single mother. There is a lot of discrimination with single mother. Now, it's nobody's fault that you're a single mother. It's not your fault you're a single mother. It can happen to anybody. Most people who are single mothers did not plan it. It just came. It can happen to anybody. So that's the more reason why no one should talk down or discriminate single mother. However, there's a strong stigma on single mothers in Nigeria, and that is the truth. Look at this: Nigeria and divorce. Let us talk on the divorce. You said you divorced. Let's look at divorce women first. So in Nigeria, somebody said, "How is it that Nigerians really get divorced? Are they just generally happy in their marriage compared to the Westerners, or are they just choosing to stay even when marriage is when miserable, when they are miserable in the marriage, something like this?" Well, the truth is, it's not far from it, because if you understand the stigma that is associated with you being divorced as a woman in the Nigerian culture, most women would rather want to stay in that marriage and endure whatever thing that is happening in the marriage. Look at an excerpt from an article. It says discrimination, rejection, segregation by family and friends. As mentioned before, divorced women are not socially respected or accepted in society, and often find themselves alone and being avoided by close friends and family. It is a common notion among people in Nigeria and many other societies that divorced women are evil and can have a negative influence on other women. And having a close friendship with a divorced woman might cause problem in one's marriage or relationship. Sometimes even family members or siblings tend to come up with such discriminatory attitudes instead of rendering support to each other. And this is true. A Nigerian woman who is married would not want to be friends to a Nigerian woman who is divorced. There's a strong discrimination in it, and this is true, and this happens. So this is why I am saying, oh, we discriminate on this. It is in our culture. It is prevalent. Now back to single mothers. Somebody posted, "Stop judging single mothers. Most of them are good and faithful who fell into the hands of wrong men." And look, people commented, "Single mothers' lives matter a lot. Stop discriminating against them. They are better than some of you bashing them. They have the child, which is a gift that many who are married doesn't have." Another person said, "They fell into the wrong hands because of, I need a man who can take care of me and provide everything." You have to know yourself and know the kind of man you're getting to marry to. Don't be moved by what he offers. So you see, we discriminate to the point where people are saying single mother life matter too. It happens. So you have to be very, very careful. If you're a divorced single mother, you're going for a Nigerian man. It's not every Nigerian man who talks to you, you open your teeth and you think is a husband. You don't go for boys. Go for men. Go for a mature man who knows what it is to step in as a stepfather. Don't go for boys. And that's the mistake a lot of you make. You have this status quo, which is not your fault. But then again, you go pick wrongly. You go pick men who are still reasoning like kids. Go for men who are mature. Look for a mature Nigerian man who has a functional brain, not somebody who can't give a pep talk. Look for a mature person. You see it in behavior, in character, and everything. And that is why it's important. Now, as regards cheating, the first thing you need in cheating is prayers. If you've done your groundwork, checking social media and every other thing, and you can't go to Nigeria and you're trying to figure out if the man you're with is cheating, the first thing you need is prayers. You need to do your social media work. Check his friends, check his pictures, check who's clicking like. Sometimes they leave trails unconsciously that you can follow and like, voila, so you're cheating. Voila, so you're married. It happens a lot. I've picked trails and they discover that the person is actually married or cheating. But if you've done all this, done your due diligence, you've combed everywhere and you don't find anything, you have now to pray. And a lot of you may laugh like, oh, why do I have to pray? No, you have to pray because I've seen it work. Now, let me tell you a story, a true story. It happened few months ago, I think April to June, because it took me close to 2 months to crack this one. So a lovely lady reached out to me from my channel, told me a story, and I was like, hey, you want to chat on WhatsApp so I can understand you clearly? A lot of you who write me on email, if I would need to understand clearly, I say, hey, come, let's chat on WhatsApp so I can understand you clearly. So she came to me on WhatsApp and we started chatting. She told me her story. And I was like, okay, from what you've told me, the dude you're with is married. I demanded for his picture, and I said, this dude is married. And yes, it was difficult for her to accept it because from everything she told me, my analysis came back that the dude you're with is married. So she didn't want to take that. I mean, she loves the guy. I can understand it. She met the guy, spoke with the guy. The guy gave her assurance that he wasn't married, he's single, and he so much loves her. He spoke to his relative. The relative confirmed he's single and the guy really loves her. And after this, she was worried. She came back to me because she was between and betwixt. And I was like, look, I'm a Nigerian. I reason like a Nigerian. I've been in this work for years. That dude is married. And she was like, but they both say he's told me he's not married. He's showing proof. The relative who lives in the same country with me is also saying he's not married. I was like, well, I've told you what I have to tell you. He's married. Every time she came to me, I told her he's married. And then she was like, okay, I'm confused. I'm worried. I don't know what to do. And I said, okay, you know what you have to do? You just have to pray. Pray now and say, God, show me who this man truly is. And guys, it's no joke. She prayed. And I'll share a screenshot of my conversation with her. So she wrote me, morning. His TikTok just popped up on my screen this morning and I found him connected with her. Then I found their wedding invitation and I replied, you see what I said? That he's a criminal, married man. And she was like, yes, detective, you've been 100% right. And then she said, I replied to her, today will be so busy, but I'm happy you found the real truth. And then she wrote, thank you. I prayed for the real truth. And I'm very much happy today. I have no more doubts about. I'm released. And she thanked me for being a difference in helping solve the case. And I was like, I was glad you see now because now she can see clearly. And she said, it is a miracle. And I told her I knew from day one. So, guys, prayers matter. When you can't solve it, you've done everything, pray. I've seen it, it happens. Miracles still happen. Miracle need a tired Jesus. What God can do does not exist. What God cannot do does not exist. Sorry. Okay. So my battery is drained. I'm spent. It took me more than 5 hours doing this video. So guys, like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out.